Hello and welcome tonight to the DHS Show Choir Dessert Show. I am so excited for you all to be here tonight. Our students have been working tirelessly to get this show up and ready for you, and I know you are all just as excited to see as they are to see them perform it. Yeah, let's go. Before we get started tonight, I do want to go over a few things real fast. First and possibly most important, restrooms. If you need to use the restroom at any point, you're just going to head right behind that curtain, follow it down, and follow that hall down, and you will see it on your left. So get that's important. Okay, other things, other announcements. This is why I make a list. Okay, there we go. Okay, that being said, if you do need to use the restroom, I ask that we just refrain from that until between songs. There will be a break between songs. I'll give a little spiel. You'll have enough time to do that. Keep cell phones on silent. In fact, I'll go ahead and lead by example. I'm turning mine off right now, and we can all do that. Let's just be in the moment and enjoy the show. No, in that same spirit, love photos. Take all the photos you want. Let's refrain from flash photography because they are trying to sing and dance, and it's a lot harder to do that when you're blind. Applause is always appreciated at the end of songs, but as you've noticed, if you look at your program, there are a lot of solos that happen during the songs. You are going to want to applaud for them during those solos. Let's wait until the end of the song and I will acknowledge the soloists and we can give them an extra round of applause. That way we're just not distracting the singers. Other than that, enjoy the show. I hope you laugh. I know I'm probably gonna, get a little moist just because we have live music back in Delta. It's been a long time, but yeah. Now, a brief explanation of what you're going to see tonight. A few months ago, I was planning our next show. We'd gotten cleared to do live in-person show, and I'd reached out to Mrs. McCormick to see if she would be willing to help us to choreograph our show. She graciously agreed and put together all the choreography you're about to see tonight. Along the way, she asked if she could teach the color guard the choreography to some of these songs as well, and if we could perform them together. As you'll see, our show choir is made up of only 8 kids this year, and so I was all for the idea of having, more kids on that stage, singing, dancing, and we put this together for you. I think it's going to be absolutely incredible. And we've been working hard. You're just gonna love it. It's gonna be so good. As my show choir makes their way on their stage and gets ready for this first number, as they do that, let me just run through what this first song is, because each of these songs tonight is gonna be from a different musical, and out of context, sometimes that can be a little confusing. I'm like, you're sort of jumping into the middle of a story oftentimes. We have everything from musicals in the 60s to musicals that were written just a few years ago. Our first selection is from the musical Something Rotten, written in 2015, that reimagines the Renaissance as a time when playwrights and bards were the equivalent of rock stars and supermodels today. Along comes our characters, 2 playwrights experiencing writer's block, wondering, what are we going to do next? How are we going to write the next big thing? When suddenly, one of them has an idea. Please enjoy.
An actor is saying his lines and then out of nowhere, he just starts singing?
Yes.
Well, that is the stupidest thing that I have ever heard. You're doing a play, you've got something to say, so you sing it? It's absurd. Who on earth is going to sit there while an actor breaks into song? What possible thought can the audience think other than this is horribly wrong?
Remarkably, they won't think that.
Seriously? And why not?
Because it's a musical, and nothing's as amazing as a musical. with song and dance and sweet romance and happy endings happening by happenstance. Bright lights, stage fights, and a dazzling chorus. You wanna be great, then you gotta create a musical.
I don't know. I find it hard to believe people would actually pay to see something like this.
Let's just say it's a Saturday night and you wanna go out on the town. Got a lady to flatter who might give it up if you don't let her down. You could go see a tragedy, but that wouldn't be very fun. Or a play from Greek mythology, see a mother in love with her son.
Ew!
You could go see a drama with all that drama and pain. Or go see something more relaxing and less taxing on the brain. Go see a musical, a puffy piece releasing all your musicals. Where crooners croon a catchy tune, and limber-legged ladies thrill you till you swoon. Oohs and ahs, big applause with a standing ovation. The future is bright if you can just write a musical. Some make you happy,
Some make you sad,
some are quite big, some quite small.
some are too long, some are just plays with song. Some musicals have no talking at all.
No talking at all?
That's right, there's no talking. All of the dialogue is sung in a very dramatic fashion.
Really?
Yes, really.
There's no talk.
There's no talking. And they often stay on one note for a very long time, so that when they change to a different note, you notice. And it's supposed to create a dramatic effect, but mostly you just sit there asking yourself, why aren't they talking?
Sounds miserable.
I believe it's pronounced miserable.
And people actually like this.
No, they love it. And what's not to love? It's
Something like there's nothing quite like a musical.
Yes, now I get it.
Do a musical, a musical.
What could be more amazing than a musical? With song and dance and sweet romance. And with a musical we might have a chance. Who's us, because with everyone cheering for us.
And for some unexplainable reason, the crowd goes wandering with dances kicking in unison in one big wonderful line. And then you got yourself a musical, a musical. A musical with flashy style and a big face smile. Some snazzy hands, some jazzy hands, I swear. Cross my heart, hope that if it isn't a doozy, take it from me. There'll be fun on the sea. The starlet won't quit, big hit musical. Musical.
Alrighty. Let's hear it again for our soloists there, Cameron and Emma. Can we give them another round of applause? Alrighty. While this is technically our first in-person concert of the year, it is also technically our last. Traditionally, the last concert of the year is an awards concert. Unlike band, which has a number of national awards, choir has some of them, sort of, kind of, not really. So tonight I'm going to be giving out 3 awards. The first 2 were voted upon by their peers, and the last one is Director's Choice. The first award I'm going to give out is the Choir Leadership Award. This award goes to a student who, in the middle of a crazy, impossible year, stepped up in some big ways to lead the choir. Throughout the year, if I had ever had to be gone for any reason, I could always trust this student to step up and help lead rehearsals in my absence, which is more valuable than I think I could possibly explain. She works hard and challenges others to do the same. I am proud to present this year's Show Choir Leadership Award to Emma Wise. Our next song is from the musical adaptation of Don Quixote. It is Man of La Mancha. It is from the musical Man of La Mancha. It follows our hero as he finds an inn that he imagines in his rather fanatical head to be a castle run down by abusive men taking advantage of the owner and his daughter. Our hero makes it his quest to save this king and his princess from the dastardly clutches of these men. When questioned about his strange ways of looking at the situation, he goes on to describe his true quest, the impossible dream.
Impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable stars. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest,
that my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest.
the world will be better for this, that one man scorned and covered with scars, still strong with his last ounce of courage, to reach the unreachable stars. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true,
I'll be
to
true,
this glorious quest,
that my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest.
and the world
Earlier on this semester, I had 2 students reach out to me and ask if they could do solos at this concert tonight. The 2 that you are about to hear have worked hard to get these put together for you, and I hope you enjoy their work.
There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. The corn is as high as an elephant's eye, and it looks like it's climbing clear up to the sky. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. The cattle are standing like statues. Yes, the cattle are standing like statues. They don't turn their heads as they see me ride by. But a little brown maverick is winking her eye. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. The sounds of the earth are as music. Yes, the sounds of the earth are as music. The wind is so busy it don't miss a tree. But an old weeping willow is laughing at me. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. Oh, what a beautiful day.
Don't tell me not to live, just sit and putter. Life's candy and the sun's a ball of butter. Don't bring around a cloud to rain on my parade. Don't tell me not to fly, I've simply got to. If someone takes a spill, it's me and not you. Who told you you're allowed to rain on my parade? I'll march my band out, I'll beat my drum, and if I stand out, your turn it back, sir. At least I didn't fake it, hat, sir. I guess I didn't make it, but whether on the rose of sheer perfection, a freckle on the nose of life's complexion, a cinder or the shiny apple of its eye. I gotta fly once, I gotta try once, only can die once. Right, sir. Ooh, life is juicy, juicy, and you'll see I gotta have my bite, sir. Get ready for me, love, 'cause I'm a comer. I simply gotta march, my heart's a drummer. Don't bring around a cloud to rain on my parade. I'm gonna live and live now. Get what I want, I know how. One roll for the whole shebang. One ring, that bell will go clang. Eye on the target and wham. One shot, one gunshot, and bam! Hey, Mr. Obstein, here I am. I'm marching my band out. I'll beat my drum, and if I stand out, your turn at that, sir. At least I didn't fake it hot, sir. Guess I didn't make it. Get ready for me, love, 'cause I'm a comer. I simply gotta march, my heart's a drum and nobody don't nobody is gonna rain on my parade.
All right, all right. Let's hear it again for our two soloists. Love that, love that, love that. All righty. Our next award tonight goes to the most improved student. I had this student join choir at the start of the spring semester last year. Almost as a, well, let's just try this and see how it goes kind of thing. And let me tell you, I'm glad he did. This student has worked tirelessly to get better and better every day, and he's quickly turned into a powerhouse of a singer. He's one of the most teachable and hardworking students that I've ever had the pleasure to teach, and I'm proud to give this year's Most Improved Musician Award to Cameron Luna. Might make sure I give you the right piece of paper. There you go. Our next song is a mashup of two hit songs from two hit musicals. Putting together You Will Be Found from Dear Evan Hansen and The Story of Tonight from Hamilton. It's Found Tonight.
We may not yet have reached our glory, but I will gladly join the fight.
And when our children tell their story, I'll tell the story of tonight.
Tell the story of tonight.
Have you ever felt like nobody was there?
Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere?
Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall and no one would hear? Well, let that lonely feeling wash away.
We see is
Maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. 'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stand, you can reach out your hand. And
raise a glass to freedom, something they can never take
no
away.
matter what they tell you,
Someone will come running to take you
raise a
home.
glass to all of us. Tomorrow there'll be more of us telling the story of tonight.
out of the shadows, the morning is breaking. All is new.
All is
All is new.
It's only a matter of time. Even when the dark comes crashing through.
When you need a friend to carry you,
When you're broken on the ground,
you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again.
if you only look around.
You will be found. And when our children tell their story, you will be found. And they'll tell the story of tonight. Whoa. No matter what they tell you, tomorrow there'll be more of us telling the story of tonight. The story of tonight.
Our final award tonight, as they get it set up for our next number, is the Director's Choice Award. I wanted to give this award to really honor a student who's worked hard all year to make choir a successful situation, but didn't necessarily fall neatly into one of the other categories. This student fits the bill. He is, for the most part, a fairly quiet student, but he gives it 100% every rehearsal. He shows up early to class to set up chairs for his classmates and goes above and beyond any task that is asked of him. The best part about it is that he's just a freshman this year, which means that I have another 3 years of watching him grow as a musician and as a young man. This year's Director's Choice Award goes to Anton Kelly. This next piece from Matilda the Musical captures the moment I think, if I'm being honest, I think a lot of students and teachers are reaching at this point in the school year, with summer break so close and yet so far. Revolting Children.
Never again will she get the best of me. Never again will she take away my freedom. And we won't forget the day we fought
For the right to be a little bit
naughty.
Never again.
Will the choky door slam?
Never again.
Will I be bullied and
Never again.
will I doubt it when my mommy says I'm a miracle?
Never again. Never again. We'll live behind bars. Never again. We know we are revolting children living in revolting times. We sing revolting songs using revolting rhymes. We'll be revolting children till our revolting's done, and we'll have a church full bolting. We're revolting. We are revolting children living in revolting times. We sing revolting songs using revolting rhymes. We'll be revolting children till our revolting's done, and we'll have a church full bolting. We're revolting. We can SPL how we like. If enough of us are wrong, wrong is right. Everyone NORTY. We're a little bit naughty. Instead we ought to stay inside the lines, but we may disobey at the same time. There's nothing that the trunchbull can do. She can take her hammer and hit you. Didn't think you could push us too far. There's no going back now. REVOLTIN. Will SING, USING will be REVOLTING. It is too early for you. We are revolting. We are revolting children living in revolting times. We sing revolting songs using revolting rhymes. We'll be revolting children till our revolting's done. It is too early for you. We are revolting children living in revolting times. We sing revolting songs using revolting rhymes. We'll be revolting children till our revolting's done. It is too early for you. We are revolting.
Alrighty. Thinking of Antone, let's have another round of applause for him for that solo at the beginning. Alrighty. This is interesting. So, we have reached the point where I am looking at my notes, and I realize that what I wrote to say for this next part did not make the printer. So, I'm going to wing it a little bit, but this is the part. We have one more song for you guys tonight, but before we do all that, I want to take this as a time to say thank you to a bunch of different people. First off, I'd like to just thank the admin team here at DHS. Mr. McCormick, I see you there. Mr. Carlson and Mrs. Johnson, I do not see here at the moment, but you guys don't realize how much they do to support the arts here at Delta High School. I'm constantly amazed. I'm constantly talking to my colleagues in the band world just how great we have it here compared to some of the colleagues that I know elsewhere. I want to say thinking of my colleagues, to Mr. Stuart Johnson and Mr. Andrew Brewington. Those two are the band directors here, and they have also been my mentor through my first 2 years teaching. Their support has been invaluable these past 2 years. Of course, faculty and staff of DHS, we couldn't do this without our team. More specifically, to people who have really been working overtime to make this happen. Mr. Neal has been managing sound and lights back there. He deserves just his own round of applause. Give that to him. I don't know what he does back there to make it happen, but he does it. A round of applause for Mrs. McCormick. I don't know where she is right now, but she has been. She's probably backstage helping people out. But she put all these decorations that you see on the stage together. She choreographed not one but two different groups at the same time to make this happen, and has been so helpful to me. I could not have done this without her. Finally, I would also like to thank Mrs. Neal, Mrs. Wise. They put together all these desserts, all these decorations you see out here, and let's give them a round of applause as well. And finally, thank you to all of you guys. After tonight, as you head out, there is a donation box over there. We are accepting donations. These will go to the entire choir program. Next year, I'm already in talk. I was in conversation with someone earlier today about some various trips we're looking at doing. I'm really going to push next year, getting kids to all getting kids to solo and ensemble festivals, getting kids to choir competitions. As choir kind of reopens as we go into next year, that's really my heart and dream, and your donations will go towards covering the expenses of getting kids there and helping them do that. So thank you so much. One final thank you. I know this is a lot, but one final thank you, and then I'll move on. I could thank any number of students, but one in particular I feel like deserves a very big round of applause, but hold off until I explain why. Ezekiel, could you come here? Ezekiel is the only senior that I've had this year, which to me is like great, because it means like, I'm sad to see him go. It means like everybody else you saw on stage is they're not seniors, which means they can come back. But Ezekiel, I met Ezekiel for the first time at the start of this school year, and he just jumped right in. He has been both in this choir program and our concert choir. He's helped there too, and he is going to be performing, go figure, with the women's course at graduation, making him probably the only student, I feel like I can safely say this, to ever at DHS be in all three choirs in the same year. But I have enjoyed him so much. I've enjoyed having him so much in class. He works his tail off. He makes me laugh, and he makes the rest of the class laugh. So I was thinking, what can I do as a senior present that's not just, here's a nice plaque, go stick it in a cardboard box and we'll never see it again. So what I did is I took from him all of his choir music after he'd memorized all the pieces, and I had all of the other show choir students go through them and sign them, leave little notes for him, and just leave a little reminder of our time together in here. Most of the time I have students hand back their music at the end of the year, but I'm going to give this to Ezekiel for just an incredible year and for all he's done. So thank you very much. Our senior, Ezekiel.
So just real quick, he told me to make it short and quick at school today. But yesterday he was saying he didn't have a pitch pipe. And he started saying, you know, when he was growing up, he thought it was all the special kids had pitch pipes. So I think you're special.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's awesome. Alrighty. Well, I feel like it would be kind of inappropriate in a show on about Broadway to leave out what's quite possibly been the biggest musical that I can think of, maybe since like Wicked. When it came out, it took the world by storm. I remember walking into class in college one day, and everybody was singing, listening to this, and I'm like, "What is this?" They're like, "It's the new hit musical," I'm like, which is Hamilton. And people fell in love with it. Even more so, I remember watching it this year when it came out on Disney. You are going to see tonight a medley from it. I am very excited. We have a bunch of different soloists. When that is done, you are dismissed. You are free to go. Thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. This is the Hamilton Medley.
Thrown away my shot. I am not thrown away my shot. Who lives, who dies, who tells your story?
Thrown away my shot. What's your name, man?
Alexander Hamilton. We are waiting in the wings for you. You could never back down. You never learn to take your time. Oh, Alexander Hamilton. When America sings for you, will they know what you overcame? Will they know you rewrote the game? The world will never be the same. You'll be back, soon you'll see. You'll remember you belong to me. You'll be back, time will tell. You'll remember that I served you well. Oceans rise, empires fall. We have seen each other through it all. And when push comes to shove, I will send a fully armed battalion to remind you of my love. Da 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 da. Everybody, work, work, Angelica, work, work, and work, work, the Schuyler sisters, Angelica, Peggy, work. Daddy said to be home by sundown. Daddy doesn't need to know. Daddy said not to go downtown. Like I said, you're free to go. But look around, the revolution's happening in New York. In New York, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. Look around, and how lucky we are to be alive right now. History is happening in Manhattan, and we just happen to be in the greatest city, in the greatest city in the world. Wait for it.
Wait for it.
Wait for it. it.
Wait for it.
Life doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints, and it takes, and it takes, and it takes, and we keep living anyway. We rise and we fall and we break and we make our mistakes, and if there's a reason I'm still alive, so many have died, then I'm willing to wait for it.
Wait for it.
I'm willing to wait for it. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. I am the one thing in life I can control. Wait for it,
Wait for it.
wait for it, wait for it. I am inimitable, I am original. Wait for it,
Wait for it.
wait for it,
Wait for it.
Hamilton's faces, relentlessly waiting. Wait for it,
Wait for it.
wait for it, wait for it. What is it like in his shoes?
No one else is in the
The room where it happened, the room where it happened, the room where it happened.
No one else is in
The
the
room where it happened, the room where it happened, the room where it happened. No one really knows how the parties get to yes, the pieces that are sacrificed in every game of chess. We just assume that it happens, but no one else was in the room where it happens. I gotta be in the room where it happens. I gotta be in the room where it happens. I wanna be in the room where it happens. Click, boom, I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey, yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry. I am not throwing away my shot. And I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey, yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry. I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. We're gonna rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up.
Time to take a shot.
Rise up. Oh, time to take a shot, time to take a shot. I am not throwing away my
Not throwing away my
shot.